So I want to welcome Tess, who I can see on screen. So Tess, if you want to unmute yourself, that would be lovely. So Tess and I are just going to have a quick chat around a couple of things. There are just some aspects that kind of came out from Tess's journey and experience and observations around how that we can, the importance around accessibility and habits. So hi Tess. Excellent. So what we want to just chat is, from your experiences, what have you seen have been the key elements that would make sport accessible for women?
Yeah, so I've got like three sort of views on this. So one is my own as a participant, and one is as a ride leader for Breeze, which is a British cycling initiative to get more women on bikes. And then the other is doing bike clubs for girls at secondary schools with Sussexams. So I've got kind of three views. And in terms of my own, seeing bodies like mine doing things that I could potentially do always helps. So representation is a massive, massive thing. That kind of idea of, if she can do it, I can do it. I think that's really powerful. It's really empowering to see someone like you doing something. And then once you have a go, you kind of realize that actually, oh, maybe I can do it. I can carry on. I think that kind of runs through to all of the different groups that I work with as well. So with Breeze, for example, we have a lot of women who turn up with all sorts of bikes. They've got baskets on the front. They've got they're not in lycra. They turn up in massive coats and things because it's cold, and that, you know, they're worried about, are they going to be cold? How windy is it going to be? Is it going to rain? All this kind of stuff. We need to just kind of get away from the sport and performance sort of element of it all, and just kind of break down those barriers and show women that you can just turn up and have a go. And I think when in terms of cycling, if you take away that kind of lycra clad racing sort of element and make it just about riding your bike, so riding your bike to work, getting around on foot, having a walk to work, you know, taking the bus and then getting off a couple of stops early, just putting movement into every day rather than it being so kind of what's the word, like forced about performance stuff. I think also, if you break down the word accessible, you've got access, so you need to feel like you belong and it's something you could belong to, like Holly was saying. And then capable is the other part of that word. So if I feel capable to do something, then I can do it. And I think from activity providers' point of views, just really supporting the beginners on those journeys when they do come in and they start from later life, and just making that really inclusive and judgment-free environment for them, so that they can feel supported, and so that they don't kind of come along and don't feel like they have a big hug of people around them trying to do it. If you've ever been to an exercise class and the trainer comes straight up to you, hi Tess, you know, how are you? Right, this is what we're doing. Yeah, don't worry about it. Absolutely fine. You know, and if they're kind of there with you the whole time and you've got people laughing and joking around you, then you feel like it's, you know, lifts you up. It makes you feel supported in that journey and you're not on your own. So I think that's really important.
You did a series of trials, didn't you, of different sports?
Yeah, I love doing all sorts of different things. Like, when Marie was saying that she can she get the feeling she gets from running from anything else, she absolutely can. And yeah, just give everything a go. I think it's brilliant. I love being a beginner. And I think one of the pillars of well-being, you've got like the intellectual and learning, you've got connection, and you've got physical and mental, and sport can hit all of those elements as well. So I think those are the intrinsic goals that you were talking about in your report. So a lot of us start our journeys with that kind of, I need to lose weight, I need to look like this, I need to fit into a size 10 clothes, I need to stop people calling me fat when I'm running, all this kind of stuff. But once you get into it and you kind of get over those barriers to get into it, none of that matters. Like literally none of it matters, and it's all about how you feel, and then you chase that feeling. And then once you're chasing the feeling, it's always going to be a habit. So when life takes over, you do have a dip, you know that to feel good about yourself and about life again, you just need to get moving again. So it's kind of like you say, changing that mindset from that sort of performance-based to kind of well-being.
And I think that's what's really interesting in our research. We found that actually, again, go back to that word squiggly, in terms of the motivations were really squiggly. So like both you and Marie touched on it, in terms of there was a motivation to get into a sport at the beginning. So actually that motivation changed, and as with age, but also with life experiences, things change how we look at, our health and how we spend our time. And I think a really key takeaway is for, like you said, providers to take away that ability to, I suppose, adapt and be flexible with women's changing motivations and kind of needs from sport and physical activity.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, no, you go.
I just think also just kind of putting stuff out there about those insecurities and feelings and stuff that people have as well. So in your marketing materials, do some like video, like interviews and things with women who, to kind of get that feeling out there a little bit more, so that people can see, oh, she's like me and she feels like that too, so I can then join in.
Definitely. And then thinking about once we've got people engaged in sport, have you seen any good examples of how we can help embed sport and so it can become a habit for women and kind of really embed it in their daily lives?
I think for me, the main thing for me to embed things into daily life is cycling as a mode of transport. So that's like one example. So again, incorporating kind of daily movement into everything, rather than it being, I must go to this exercise class. And also just general kind of making it into a community thing as well. So like if you look at Parkrun, that's a weekly thing. It's every week. It happens when rain, wind, shine, whatever's happening, it's always there. There's always a community there. And it's kind of a routine. So I think if you can put things into your diary that's kind of every week, you kind of know that you're going to do that with people as well. I think joining other people to do things keeps you there. Tonight I'm doing some chain gang training around Preston Park Velodrome, and you need a certain amount of people to do it. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. You're just riding around in two. So I know that I'll go even if I can't be bothered, and they know they'll go even if they can't be bothered. And I think you kind of, community is really, really important, and that's one of the things that keeps me moving. It's not really about getting fit anymore. I love the feeling of getting fit and I love learning new stuff, but it's about just hanging out with my mates and just having fun, really, and then getting the endorphins afterwards. So I think as women, we should look for those communities and those opportunities to kind of get involved, and team sports are a really good one as well, if you have the time and stuff to commit. I think one of the downsides of team sports is that there's a lot of commitment to it. So I think if there are a few more like drop-in sessions and stuff like that for sports that don't involve being, like almost like a midway point of being part of a team, I think that would help those women who want to kind of drop in a little bit more.
Yeah, I suppose it's for sports or settings to think outside the box. How can they create that community feel without having the traditional team setting where you pay your membership fee and you come every single week or play a league game every single week? It's thinking innovatively, how can they create that feeling of a community without those elements?
Well, that's just kind of like comms and stuff, isn't it? So sending emails to everybody, keeping everyone updated, having social media, things like that, doing events like on and offline, and just having socials and things like that. So it's not all about the sport and the activity that you're doing. Going to Parkrun, having a coffee afterwards, all that kind of stuff kind of builds into the community.
Definitely, yeah.